What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, camATL, and welcome back to another NBA slash MLB high five video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and thank you guys for joining me as always. As you guys see, I am on the green light optimizer for NBA. Yes, we have the green light optimizer for MLB as well, as you have been able to tell when we have done these double videos. I will be switching over to that once I am done talking about the NBA high five. If you are like, screw NBA, I hate NBA, I just want to see baseball, then you can fast forward to when you start seeing baseball information. But most people, I know a lot of people sleep on baseball while NBA season is still going. If you like money, okay? If you enjoy money, okay? If you hate money, just, you know what I mean? Fast forward this video. If you enjoy money, you need to start practicing on your baseball skills, all right? You need to start playing baseball DFS, period, okay? Especially if you're a fan of DFS. I know a lot of people, while basketball and baseball are going at the same time, they predominantly play basketball and let baseball just like drift away. You know what I mean? We've had a huge season on baseball so far this year, and if you haven't been playing baseball, you've just been missing out. Plain and simple. Greenlightdfs.com to join the squad for the lines. Greenlightbets.com to join the squad with the betting, as you know. Let's go ahead and get straight into this. I'm not going to waste too much of your time. Now, I've had a bunch of people come to me asking me questions of like, how do I get to the lineup builder screen on the lineup optimizer? It's pretty simple. I figured I would just come on here and literally show you. When you go to the lineup optimizer, immediately it's going to be on the optimizer version. So it's not going to have the lineup builder area right here. If you're trying to just put a lineup together and see it built right here, you want to optimize with it built right here, you need to click on lineup builder. Boom. And there you go. All right, that's what you guys are used to seeing when I do the lineups, is lineup builder. All right, so let's go ahead and get straight into this. Starting off at point guard for DraftKings, I really like Malachi Flynn. Now, immediately, man, there's a ton of Toronto guys out today, so that's where it's going to be at. That you want to grab a bunch of Toronto. Toronto is eliminated, so they're just pretty much going to play, a bunch of like different guys. They're sitting their main players. So Malachi Flynn is going to be a fantastic option here. We know when he gets opportunity and guys miss, he's a guy who can put up some big points. All right. Matchup against the Clippers is not ideal, but at the end of the day, the opportunity is. So Malachi Flynn, as well as, yes, I have multiple Toronto because their whole damn starting lineup is out. Gary Trent Jr. and Malachi Flynn are the two core guys that I'm going with. There is some other guys. Let me say, what is his name? There is another guy that I really like. He is on Toronto. I believe his last name is Davis. Maybe not. I'm blanking on his name right now, but he's a Toronto player. Matter of fact, Greenlight Optimizer will know. Let me sort by points per dollar. He should be up here. Jalen Harris. There he is. Jalen Harris, not Davis. Jalen Harris is the other guy I wanted to mention. And I knew the Greenlight Optimizer would know when I didn't. But yeah, with Toronto being so thin, Jalen Harris is a guy who's got great opportunity here. And as you can see, Greenlight Optimizer has him almost at 30. He's 9.6 point per salary, where the next highest is 7.9. And as you can see, there's a ton of Toronto when it comes to value. Freddie, Gillespie, Utah, Jalen Harris. There's just period. Toronto's where it's at. Grab the right Toronto and you'll be good to go. Jalen Harris is 3-1. You don't need much out of him. Just plain and simple. On a team that's eliminated, expect them to play a guy like Jalen Harris a lot. All right? So I just wanted to mention that because, they're great value. Malachi Flynn and Gary Trent are my two go-to Toronto players. But yeah, those guys are great. All right? Okay. Next up, let's go ahead and talk Sadiq Bey. Detroit is another team that is just missing everyone. Okay, they are incredibly thin. Sadiq Bey has been a guy that has been pretty damn consistent for your lineups. Okay, he's got the upside of 48 like he showed May 1st. Okay, like he got against Charlotte last time. Now he's going against Minnesota. This is a solid matchup for him. He's going to have a high usage rate. He's going to play close to 40 minutes and on a team that's missing a ton. So his usage rate should be solid. I like Sadiq Bey a lot as a value as well. Now, with some decent value options under that 6.5 range, and under that range, and with us having the value like Harris and those Toronto guys that you have, a couple spend ups are in order. All right, I'm going to start it off with Kevin Durant because this matchup against Chicago, my gut is saying that he's going to have a huge game here. Against Chicago, this is a great spot. All right, Durant has been locked in. He has had over 60 DraftKings points in 2 of the last 4 games, and he almost had it in a third against Milwaukee, getting 58. He had 1 game in that span of 4 games where he got 38 against Dallas. That's just an outlier. I expect him to get another 60 plus here. Okay, Charlotte is dreadful. And especially against a guy like Kevin Durant, they are going to get exposed mightily. Okay, so Kevin Durant's in a fantastic spot here. You're getting a stud under 10K. I love Kevin Durant here. All right. And last but not least, the Warriors need this win. And anytime the Warriors need a win, Stephen Curry is going to put that team on his back. And you know you need to play him in fantasy, period. Okay. The matchup against Phoenix is not ideal. But at 10K, you're getting a discount on Curry. Curry has not been 10K. I'm looking for the last time he was 10K. The last time that Stephen Curry was under 10K, it was April 9th. The last time that he was 10K or less was April 9th. Not only that, but Curry has been on fire, averaging like 58 or something like that. Okay, so at the end of the day, Stephen Curry, tough matchup against Phoenix, yes, but in a game that Golden State needs to win and in a game that should be a competitive, close matchup the entire time, I love Stephen Curry here, and he's the other spend-up I love. So let's go back over it. Malachi Flynn, Gary Trent are my 2 favorite Toronto players, but like I said, we have amazing value on Toronto. One of the amazing values that I love is Jalen Harris. As you can see, the Greenlight Optimizer loves him, and I'm never going to go against it. In GPP, I'm never going to go against the Greenlight Optimizer. Yeah, so as you guys know, I loved that Houston player yesterday. I expected that Houston dude to get some good run and to play really well. He just sucked. And guess who knew that? The Greenlight Optimizer knew that when I was sitting here being like, yeah, I got locked in on him and I loved him. It didn't affect cashing last night. We still cashed last night because I didn't play him. But because as the day went on, I just faded off of him. But you know, I was wrong. Greenlight Optimizer was right. Plain and simple. Okay, and I expect the Greenlight Optimizer to be right again here. Jalen Harris is a fantastic value option. All right. Don't sleep on these other guys too. Gillespie, these kind of guys, and GPP. I mean, these guys are fantastic. You're able to get some really decent upside plays. Like I wouldn't be surprised to see one of these guys drop like 40 plus at 3K. You know what I mean? So Malachi Flynn, Gary Trent, Sadiq Bey with that whole team missing. Kevin Durant's been hot under 10K. Stephen Curry has been hot, and he is cheaper than he's been since April 9th. Okay, so it's a long time, and he's been hot. I don't get the price drop. Maybe because of against Phoenix, but this is Stephen Curry in a situation where they need to win here. So I love him. All right, let's switch over to FanDuel. As always, let's go ahead and take a look at our main guys that we love. We love Flynn. Malachi Flynn is 5K. He's in play. Let me see. Gary Trent is 4.9, locked. Gary Trent is locked at 4.9. Love him. You know what? I'm going to keep Flynn in there too because he is cheaper over here, and I love Toronto today. How much is Durant over here? Durant's 10.6 over here. Stephen Curry is 10.3, just a little bit more. Seth Curry is interesting. They're missing some guys for Philly. Might be missing Embiid. That's a spot to keep an eye on. Let's see. Greenlight Optimizer, steer me in the direction I need to be, sir. All right, Watambi on a very thin team. Jalen Harris is 4.2, but Watambi or however, Watanabe, any Toronto fans who know how to say his name, I'm sure you'll correct me in the comment section. But Utah, I like him at 3.5. He's a solid value. You know what? Nah, I'm not going to put 3 Toronto. All right, so I'm not putting 3 Toronto in here. But I love Toronto, as you guys could tell. Cole Anthony is very interesting. I love Cole Anthony. He's a solid option. Rashawn Holmes. Man, FanDuel is a little bit tougher on the prices. Let's see. What studs do I want the most? We have Luka at 10.3, which seems pretty cheap. I mean, Luka Doncic against Memphis, 10.3, no Porzingis. Let's go ahead and just put him in there. So Malachi Flynn, Luka Doncic, and Gary Trent are great starting core for FanDuel. Let me see if there's anybody else who really pops to me. And the Greenlight Optimizer really loves. Greenlight Optimizer loves Daylon Wright. I understand that. Paul George is pretty cheap at 8.2. Isaiah Stewart and Rashawn Holmes are both popping pretty hard on the Optimizer. As you can see, they're between an 8K guy and a 7.9 guy. So they're great value, obviously. They haven't projected over 40 each. Isaiah Stewart makes complete sense. So I'm going to put Isaiah Stewart in because Detroit is incredibly thin, man. I talked about it with Sadiq Bey. They are incredibly thin, and at 6'2", that might be fantastic value. Greenlight optimizers all over them, and it makes complete sense, so I'm going to put him in the core. So Malachi Flynn, Doncic, Gary Trent, and Isaiah Stewart is the core for FanDuel, and you guys know what it is. Let's go to Yahoo, and let's go ahead and get a little optimized line going for us real quick. So let's start with the value. Jalen Harris is bare min 10. Malachi Flynn is only 12. That's easy peasy. And then boom, optimize. We got Daylon Wright, Jalen Harris, Killian Hayes. Makes sense with that team being thin. Terrence Davis, solid value as well. KD, Sabonis, Mo Bamba, and Malachi Flynn is the optimized line for Yahoo. You guys let me know because I'm not going to go enter this right now because I have another video to do and I probably won't remember what this is. Enter this in Yahoo and let me know how this ends up doing. This is obviously first look, so make sure all these guys end up in. But I'm interested to see how this optimized Yahoo line does every night. But it looks solid. We got solid value of Killian Hayes with Detroit super thin. We've got Jalen Harris, obviously I love him, and Malachi Flynn. Sabonis, Bamba, solid value. Kevin Durant, you already know I love Kevin Durant. Daylon Wright, no De'Aaron Fox. Sabonis has been balling, so it's solid for sure. Let's go back over it and look at this. DraftKings, Flynn, Trent, Bey, Durant, and Curry. On FanDuel, we have Flynn, Doncic, Trent, and Isaiah Stewart. And then the Yahoo optimized line is Daylon Wright, Jalen Harris, Killian Hayes, Terrence Davis, Kevin Durant, Sabonis, Bamba, and Flynn. All right, let's get it. Now, it's time to switch over to MLB. Let's do it. MLB Optimizer. All right, y'all. Let's do it. So, here we go. Oh, got to click up the lineup builder. All right, guys, everybody here for baseball. Let's go ahead and get straight into this. Now, let's start off at the pitching spot. Let me pull up what I have for baseball real fast. All right, y'all. So, for baseball, I really love Freddie Peralta. Okay, St. Louis is a decent offense, but they do strike out almost 25% of the time versus right-handed pitching. They only have a 305 WOBA versus righties. Milwaukee is favored here in this matchup. Vegas total's pretty damn low for St. Louis, so Vegas loves this matchup. My immediate gut feel was good on Peralta as well with his K rate. I think it's a solid situation. Peralta's striking over 30% of lefties and righties out. Solid K rate here in this one. I love Freddie Peralta as my SP1. And then this is a little bit more of a risk, I understand, because this dude can get blown up from time to time. Marcus Stroman, the Greenlight optimizer is not too fond of him, but at the end of the day, Vegas has their total incredibly low for Baltimore. Okay, Vegas sees Mets winning pretty easily here, and really Marcus Stroman having a solid game here at home in New York. It's obviously a solid matchup. I mean, Baltimore strikes out over about 22% of the time. New York is heavily favored here. The Mets Stadium is a pitcher-friendly ballpark. Stroman has a decent K rate. So it all kind of matches up pretty well. I mean, and he's been doing pretty solid. He's had a couple games where he got 5-3, where he got fairly blown up. But outside of that, he's had some big games. I mean, look at the game in Coors. He got 27. In Philly, he got 24. You know what I mean? So this is a spot where I would expect Marcus Stroman to bounce back at home. He's had a couple down games at home. Against Miami, he only got 5. Against Washington, he only got 3. I'm expecting a bounce back performance here at home against Baltimore. But there's many ways that you can go outside of Stroman if you want to. Like I said, he is the little bit of a risky spot. The optimizer loves Walker Buehler, and I get it for safety purposes. He probably is one of the safer options that you can go with. Sorry, there's a big ass bus going by my house or whatever the hell that is. Walker Buehler is pretty damn consistent. His lowest production of the season has been 12 against San Diego. Even in Coors, he got 15. He's pretty consistent. The only problem here is at times Dodgers can limit their starting pitching, and you know what I mean. It's a little annoying. But you know, we'll see. But Walker Buehler has consistently gone over 90 pitches. He went over 101 pitches against San Diego in their loss against San Diego on April 22nd. So if he's going to get over 90 pitches against San Diego is a solid spot. Seattle strikes out over 26% of the time versus righties. Dodger Stadium's pretty damn pitcher friendly. Walker Buehler, like Peralta, is damn near striking out 30% of lefties and righties. He's done a great job limiting hard contact. Seattle offense is not incredibly scary outside of Kyle Seager, Mitch Haniger, Kyle Lewis, Crawford, Moore. No, I'm just kidding. Start saying their whole starting lineup. But they're not incredibly scary. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, they strike out a good bit. And Walker Buehler is at home in Los Angeles here. I think this is a solid spot for him. Los Angeles is one of the biggest favorites on the slate, so I completely understand. And instead of Marcus Stroman, you want to go Walker Buehler. I don't really care. I'm going to take the savings of 800, but it's pretty close. Okay, the optimizer is on Buehler. I might be as the slate progresses, but for now, I think that savings is fine. Next up, let's see. When it comes to bats, at first base, I really like a first baseman here, and he is going to be named Matt Olson. Matt Olson has the lefty-righty matchup against Eovaldi, and the wind is blowing out to right at 11 miles per hour. Matt Olson is hitting over a 300 batting average versus right-handed pitching. He is in a fantastic spot here, okay? He is a lefty batting against a righty where he hits righties well, and the wind is blowing out to right at 11 miles per hour. That is great for lefties. That is a plus to lefties. When the wind is blowing out to left, that's a plus for righties. Wind blowing out to right, that's a plus to lefties. Wind blowing out to center, that's a plus to everyone. But Matt Olson's in a fantastic spot here. I absolutely love him, and it's easier to hit a home run in Boston than it is Oakland. You know what I mean? So I like Matt Olson here. He at only 4-1 seems pretty damn cheap. All right. Now, I got to put a Padre in here, so I'm going to go, obviously, make sure this game plays, but Trent Grisham. I love Trent Grisham here. He's got the solid matchup. He's got the lefty-righty matchup going against Senzatella. It's just, I don't have to explain it much. He's only 4-3. He's a solid batter, plain and simple. He bats 300 on a regular basis. He's just a consistent production guy. He's got some power, and in Coors Field at only 4-3. He's solid value. Now, amazing value on this slate. I love Tyrone Taylor. Tyrone Taylor is only 2K. He has like over a 400 batting average versus left-handed pitching so far this year. Hyun Kim has been pretty decent. He hasn't been horrible. Okay, but at the end of the day, Tyrone Taylor is incredibly solid versus left-handed pitching. He's only 2K, and he's going to be batting third. Okay? In a situation where, I mean, a dude is bare min 2K, has over a 400 batting average this season so far against left-handed pitching, and is batting third, you play him. Plain and simple. The dude is too cheap. I absolutely love him. Another guy from Milwaukee I love is Avisail Garcia. Garcia is smashing lefties as well. He's going to be batting in a solid part of the order. So both those guys are solid values today, and both of them are pretty damn cheap. Garcia's like 2.9. Let me see. Yeah, 2.9 for Avisail Garcia. So pretty damn cheap. So that's the core. Freddie Peralta, Marcus Stroman, or you know what? Screw it, man. Let's go with safer. If you want to go with a little bit more risk than Stroman, Walker Buehler's the safer route, though. Let's just be honest. All right. So Freddie Peralta, Walker Buehler, Matt Olson, Trent Grisham, and Tyrone Taylor is the high five for DraftKings. Let's switch over to FanDuel, see what we got over here. All right. Over on FanDuel, you know how I like to do it. I like to just get the best pitcher that I love the most. It's very close here. You got Freddie Peralta at 2,200 less than Walker Buehler. That is crazy. I'm going to take the savings. All right, I'm just going to take the savings. I think Peralta's great. He's a solid option. Adam Duvall at only 2.9 is a very solid option with the righty-lefty matchup. Let me see. He's going against the lefty Bumgarner. Adam Duvall, 2.9. That seems too cheap, man. I got to put Adam Duvall in there. He seems way too cheap today. Let me sort by point per salary. See who they like the most at hitters. See who the Greenlight Optimizer loves. Lewis Brinson, 2.1. 2.3. Loves Miami as value today against Bumgarner. Makes complete sense. Austin Riley's been hitting the ball very well. Soler at only 2.6. That is cheap against the lefty. Brousseau, Ozzie Albies, Mike Taylor. Let's see. Let's see. Who do I want to see? Olson. Matt Olson's 3.2. Let's put him in there. Obviously, I love him. There he goes. Okay, Matt Olson. Put him in there. Let's see how much Grisham is. Trent Grisham's 4K. Yeah, they definitely heightened Their price is up over here on FanDuel big time. Let me see something because one of the guys I really forgot to talk about over on, I'm going to put him in here just because. One of the guys I forgot to talk about, Rojas. Sorry, Rojas is a fantastic batter versus lefties. You're getting a major discount from Tatis on both sites, especially on DK, where it's like 2,000 or something like that. Keep in mind, Miguel Rojas is one of the best hitters in the league versus left-handed pitching. Okay, he's facing a lefty today. This is a sneaky spot to get off super high-owned Tatis to save some money and go Rojas. I just wanted to mention that. So, Peralta, Rojas, Duvall, and Olsen on FanDuel. I wanted to mention that. Let me recheck over here. How much was Rojas? Rojas is, like I said, one of the best hitters against left-handed pitching in the league. He's 4.7 for a rightful reason, but Tatis is over here at 5.9, so it's 1,200 less. Tatis is going to be incredibly high-owned. Imagine this. I know it's hard to imagine. It's in Coors and it is a risky fade. But if Tatis ends up only getting like a base hit or ends up with 0 like anybody can do in baseball, and Rojas has another huge game against lefties, I mean, you're looking pretty tonight. All right. Now, I'm not like, obviously, it's going to be a risk fading Tatis in his type of power in Coors. Like, with my luck, I would decide, okay, you know what? I'm going to go Rojas, and then Tatis hits 2 home runs at super high ownership and just ends my night immediately. So I'm not telling you to fade Tatis. I'm telling you in GPP, if you're playing with it, that's completely fine to fade Tatis for like a Rojas, who has shown throughout his entire career to really spank lefties. Okay? Plain and simple. Thank you guys for joining me as always. That is the high five. Greenlightdfs.com to join the squad for the lines. Greenlightbets.com to join the squad for the bets. Let's keep getting this money, man. Let's have a great end of the season for basketball. Let's just keep smashing baseball. We're still in the beginning of baseball, which is crazy. It feels like we've been playing baseball for like a year already. We have a long way to go on baseball. So if you haven't tried baseball yet, try it. Baseball is incredibly fun. Last couple nights on DraftKings MLB, our bats have not shown up, which can always happen. Guys like Mike Trout can even get zeros. But, that means we're due. A couple down games, we're due for that positive change. So I'm excited to get back into that. So thank you guys for joining me. I'm out. Peace.